Good morning, everyone. I'm sitting out here at my daughter's. It's so pretty. I have to say, it's real pretty here. It's like the birds are twittering, dogs are roaming, creek is flowing nice and calm again. There's just this one thing. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's the highway. Cars. I hear lots of cars. Am I? Yeah. There seems to be something running in people's lives that have everything, and that's competition. And I have a few experiences in other countries. Lived there for a period of time. Then through the internet, you talk to people in different countries, so you get a little bit of insight, right, firsthand. Competition. It seems as if up here in our country, in the U.S., things are a little bit more relaxed when it comes to that. Maybe, whereas in other countries, going to college, getting a good education, getting a successful job, making money, right, is very important. Very, very important. Well, who says it's not important here? It's not as tense, maybe, and yet the fight surrounding going to college is pretty horrific here too. I've seen some really positive, amazing posts on how advocating trades again should be supported. I totally 100% agree. Is college not for everyone? Well, college is for everyone. Anyone and everyone that has a desire to learn. But a lot of it is just theory. Theory, right? Very little applied in the practical when it comes down to it during 4 to 10 years of college and university and all that, until you are really in the field that you want to be in, and then you're again a baby in it, right? Yes. Because you're learning, okay, this is the real world now. Competition. I've never been a competitive person. I'm always happy when someone else wins. Means I get to watch. Though, growing up, my life was, everything was about dreams. Everything. Absolutely everything. I had a wonderful dream world where everything worked out for me at all times, and I did everything amazingly well that I wanted to do, right? One of them was ice skating. Oh my gosh. I loved ice skating. I loved watching it. I skated right along with those skaters. I did all the jumps and the moves and the music, often so beautiful to go with it. And I saw myself, So, coming out of the family that I did, you couldn't do everything. There just wasn't enough money to go around to do everything. So you had to choose. So growing up in Switzerland, of course, skiing was a big thing. Who didn't ski? Okay, well, some people may not, but we did. I wasn't great at it, but I wasn't bad at it either. And then we got an ice skating rink, and I loved going to that. So then my mom said, okay, you're going to have to choose. We can't afford both. Either you ice skate or you ski. Okay, so does that include then I'm getting a new pair of ice skates, or but they had you could borrow them at the ice skating rink, so you didn't really have to have a pair, but of course. So I did get a pair, a used pair. My mom found they were about 2 sizes too big. Well, that didn't matter to me. I had my own ice skates. So I would go and I would teach myself. I would watch others and I can do this. I did a couple of little jumps, that I learned how to do by myself. And I could do all kinds of other things. The one thing I was the most proud of was the cannon, where you go all the way down, you had one leg out, and you could still skate, trying to get up again without falling down. Yeah, so I'd be out there, there'd be all them people, and I'd be out there all by myself. I would go all by myself, right? Most of the time, people would go in groups. Not me. I'd go all by myself, and the music, not just skate to the music. Did my little. You could do that in the middle. You had to be careful, right? Everybody else was just cruising around on the outside, and then the people who did little tricks in the snad were on the inside, and loved it. I was there for hours and hours, and I did give up skiing for a long time, many, many years. No, I never had a teacher. I wasn't, no. I did that for myself. I did it because I loved it. I did it because part of my dream doing these triple axels and I don't know what that I would watch other people do, and I'm right there. And of course, I dream about it. That's right, my dream world. When I was asleep, suddenly I was this Olympic ice skater. Okay, yes, as a child. And then I made part of that dream come true okay. Doing that? No, but I was out on the ice. I was doing certain things. The way I was moving and flowing. Okay, I probably looked, right? Who knows what. But to me, I was disgraceful. Okay, right? Yes. I wasn't competing with anyone or anything. It's just, part of the dream world that I also lived in and loved. Oh, not because I was an unhappy child in reality. That was just me. I made a little part of that big dream a reality, right? Yes? Okay. I had to choose, though. All right. Anywho. Yeah. Oh, what about the skiing? Oh, so other people, my brother and sister, I remember, up top of the mountain and then down as fast as you could, right? And here I am. I wanted to be graceful on the snow and do the slalom kind of thing, which also I wasn't graceful really at, but I got some good moves in, Yeah, and made it last, I made it last. I didn't like to get on them lifts, those bars where I had, often, again, I was by myself, nobody, I just didn't like anybody next to me either, though it was much more better to get up to the top. So then you had to, be real careful, especially as a child, that you didn't fall out, So that was not my favorite part of it. So I made it last. I had to come down so I wouldn't have to get on there so fast again. Yes, I was an odd child, wasn't I? Competition between people, when I see that, or how the expectations drives them to that, is very sad to me, because I feel that people miss out a lot on their dreams, on the happiness that a dream, even just partially fulfilled, can give you, and growing into a wonderful, beautiful adult. Right? Yes? Which brings me to another thing where again, it's civilized places in the world where people have literally everything. Okay, of course you have worries, but you have everything, and more, and overload. And I see the difference between people. People who, no matter what, are going to find an excuse for whatever's going on with them, or find someone to blame for their condition or their state of being or whatever's going on with them. And they stay exactly where they're at. There's no movement going on. People spend a lot of time and energy on making sure that I don't need to change anything. I've got enough excuses. I've got enough bad things going on in my life, and my mind just works that way that I don't need to make a change or raise myself up. I don't need to do that. They don't need to do that. They spend so much time and energy on that every little flame of a dream that comes up in their life gets squashed right away. Because to tend to a dream requires to gather all kinds of different energies, knowledge, endurance, persistence, to just make a little part of that dream even come true. And then there are people out there that have the attitude of constant betterment. Yes, this didn't go well, but I know it's going to get better. I know I can do better. I know if I switch a little bit from one thing to another, that's going to be a better avenue, and whatever it is. And those are happy people, and you can tell they're happy people. And there are people out there that are doing a lot of good, even in very small areas. I'd love to be out there. I'd love to be in prisons and talking to prisoners. See if, is this the guidance you need from God? Is there something that will eventually touch your heart to abandon that criminal life? I want to be this just light in a prison. I want to be the light for people in dire straits when it comes to the abuse of other human beings abusing them. I'd like to find every child that's been abducted or is abused physically, psychologically. I'd love to be a mediator, a diplomat, between countries, and talk to the leaders. Okay, come on, guys, now. You do not know how to lead your people? You haven't figured that out? Yeah, well, then let me teach you. Yes? Many different things I'd love to do. I want to be everywhere. Everywhere that I feel that with my spiritual growth and knowledge, and goodness that I could give others. Do people really want it? That's another, right? Yes. To bring God into everyone's life, for them to experience God's dream, and on how big God's dream is for humanity, for his world on earth. Such tiny little corners, right? That he can see, oh, my dream's fulfilled here. My dream's fulfilled there. Right? Oh, it's happening. All right. Yes. And to become a part, for people to become a part of that humongous, huge dream. I find that this journey is a journey that everyone has to make on their own. It doesn't matter who you are. And no amount of talk or my own experiences is going to change really anything for anyone else out there. But even if just the energy of my dream as well, which is absolute, I just would like to see everything in absolute peace and harmony. What does that include? It's a list so long. Right? Number one thing, can we just not throw garbage on the road, in the rivers, wherever, in the woods? Can we, at least we've got, in our country, we got a great pickup system of trash, don't we? I think we do. I live way up in the mountains and they come up there. I've even told the trash collection guys, I said, don't come up here in the dead of winter and snow on the road. I understand. We can do it a week or two without you guys showing up. Come on now. Don't kill yourself trying to pick up my trash. It'll be all right. I'll keep it somewhere safe until the time comes, right? We have, in many ways, a good system in place for that. And yet, what is it? What is it about? Marring a beautiful place with garbage. You guys want to see something? My granddaughter and I, we went walking down by the river and I found this. Let me see here. Get all this out of the way so you guys can see it. Look at that. It's a tire rim or something, right? We found, and then we found other things, rocks and shells and snails, and then there were some plants here. They're going to come back. They're a little dead looking right now, but give it a little time. Then we made a little gnome to go with it. Abby and I did. Probably going to make some more things to add to it. So I recycled that. That was laying down. How does that end up in the creek? There's more. There's a lot of garbage. We just had, as I said, lots of rain, so the creek became a river and carried a lot of trash. Where's that trash coming from in a place like this? Where's it coming from? It's very sad. Yeah, it's very sad to see that. I pick up every little thing that's a little plastic. That doesn't need to be here. That bothers my view of the world. So things like that should bother our view of the world. Well, I didn't throw it there. Well, who cares who threw it there? If it bothers my view, I'm going to make sure that the view that I like, I'm going to pick that up. Oh, now it looks good. Yes, okay. Because that was just a little. That doesn't look right there. Yes? My dream. Why can't everybody be like that? Why is it so difficult for people to everybody be like that? We're not all the same. We're not? People don't like a clean place? Cleaned up, beautiful place? We can't teach our children anymore to pick up trash and when they've eaten their candy or whatever, they know what the garbage can is. If they're not old enough to know, they shouldn't eat candy anyway. Right? Yes? Okay. Well, anywho. So there it is. One little thing. Right? And then, of course, the next thing would be, how about we use less trash? Make less trash. Can we do that? Can't do that either. The amount of trash that's accumulated every day just in a small place like this, I have to say, even on our farm, is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, while I was there by myself, I had hardly any trash. I reused everything. And so little came into the house that I had time to use it up, right? Reuse things, make a double and triple use of things that then eventually went in the trash, but it took so long, right? Oftentimes I didn't have to put but a couple of bags out, if that, a month for the trash pickup. It got to the point where they didn't know, well, should we go? Because we're kind of the last ones up on the hill, so do we need to go up there? And I thought, maybe I should just call them, hey, do you want me to just call you when I have some? So the guys don't have to make an extra trip. Okay. Yeah, but as soon as you live with people, like it's unbelievable. Right? Yeah, well, then, well, it's one of those things again. Right? You can say so much, and then you realize, well, if the people don't have that in their heart to mind, right? To care for their environment, trash is one thing, then if it's not there, what are you going to do? That's what I said. There are stagnant people, so many of them. And the excuses are endless. The blame is endless. To stay exactly where they are, because that is their comfort zone. That's it. There. And again, so I guess then I'm also one of the people who says, well, but why should I have sympathy and empathy for that? Why can't I be honest and say, you have a problem and the problem lies with you? Why don't you change something about you in your own environment? Why don't you? Why can't you be a little bit more resilient? Why can't you just be a little bit more persistent? With, for example, cleaning your house. What's the big deal? And if you need help, then how many kids do I have? Let's make this fun. Let's turn on some music. Right? Right? Yes? Something. And just do it. Just do it. It's so easy for people to do things they shouldn't be doing in the first place. Very easy. Amazing. I've seen, some things about, hyperactivity in children, this, that, I'm looking around every child I've ever had at my place. Hyperactivity seems to, I'm not sure what that actually is in a child, or that it has to be diagnosed as something, because what I see is when the child wants to concentrate on something it really likes and loves, there's no problem. Only, right? And it's the same with the adults. If they really want something, they're going to make it happen. But if it is something in an everyday life, responsibility for a family, children, a clean home, going to work, bringing the food home, or the money to put food on the table, pay the bills, that's not, a lot of people don't want to do that. Then they find an excuse. Well, what could we blame that on? Yes? So, I'd love to be out there doing a lot of things, but physically, financially, That's not a possibility anymore for me. So, so what do? I make these videos. Right? For example, I do other things, right? To how I know that spiritually I can work. So I'm not lazy in any way. I do, again, right? I have a little corner in God's huge dream that I can work at, right? And keep that clean. Keep that going. Keep the rays. Right? Isn't there nothing more beautiful than when there's clouds and the sun comes through and you can actually see the sun rays? Right. Yeah. Can't see them rays if the sun is just up in the sky, right? Beautiful sunny day, you can't see them. You can't even look. You shouldn't be looking at the sun. It's bad for your retina. But when there's clouds and the sun finds this opening, you can not see the sun, but you can see the rays of the sun. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So in many ways, God's trying to show us, Spirit World's trying to show us on how Spirit World works, right? How Spirit World works with their rays of sunshine, right? That we can't see. But there are always physical examples that show us that is how it works. That's exactly how it works. Now, science will back that up. Well, there's a reason why we can see. There's a reason why there's a rainbow. I don't know. You know, at our farm, when it's the sun is shining on one side, okay, it's always the same side, and then it's raining, and then there's still the clouds. You know exactly where the rainbow is going to come up. It's not. I don't have to look. Oh, where is it going to be? I know exactly where the rainbow is going to come up. Exactly. Do I know? Oh, is that because I'm a scientist and I know it? No, it's because of the experience of so many rainbows. So many of them. And it's always the same. Just about always the same. The direction of a rainbow doesn't change. It's always exactly in the same area. Sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower, but always in the same direction. Yeah, interesting? Yes? Our lives should follow always in the direction of goodness. Always. Ooh, someone had to pull the brakes there. Push the brakes, not pull the brakes. Put on the brakes. Yes. Ah, good example. Put on the brakes in your life. Take a moment, look and go, I think I'm running out of excuses. I'm running out of people to blame. And I can start with picking up the trash around my house, in my house. Right? Start doing that. Oh, and then how do I reduce the trash? Could be a start for many people. Danielle on her ideas. I know. Oh, it's when you love life, regardless. Anyway, that's it for today. A little blab. I'm going to go and start with my room today. A little cleaning there, then go move upstairs. And then, I don't know, might go and take a walk. God's love and blessings always. Talk to you all another time.